Everyone, I hope everyone is doing great. So today we'll do a quick lab by Cyberdefenders, which is called the XLMRat Lab. This lab is intended to test our network forensic skills. So we'll be given a pickup file to analyze and deduce what can we get best and extract the things to answer the questions. All right, so let's start by reading the scenario. Obviously, I already did the lab, but let's do it together for the sake of practice. The scenario says a compromised machine has been flagged due to suspicious network traffic. Your task is to analyze the pickup file to determine the attack method, identify any malicious payloads, and trace the timeline of the events. Focus on how the attacker gained access, what tools or techniques were used, and how the malware operated post compromise. All right, so of course, obviously, after you download the pickup file, you'll be given with the password here for the file. I've already downloaded it, so you can find it in downloads. All right, let's paste the password and all right, so here's the pickup file. And so let's start by answering the questions. All right, so the first question says the attacker successfully executed a command to download the first stage of the malware. What's the URL from which the first malware stage was installed? All right, so since we have a URL involved, so we'll look for HTTP packets to look for any kind of malicious URLs. All right, HTTP. All right, so here we got 4 packets. Okay, XLM.text. Okay, let's look at the first one, hypertext. Okay, as you can see, we have this one, request URL xlm.txt. The second packet, we have a 200 response code for the HTTP 45.126.xlm. Right, okay. And we have the third one, which is an image JPG file, and we have a full request. All right, so this seems suspicious, so we can follow the HTTP stream or TCP stream. Sorry, follow TCP stream. All right, so as you can see here, this is the client, and this is the client, and this is the service. The service accepted 200. Okay, and we can see here some malicious kind of hex strings. All right, okay, and we can see here some kind of malicious PowerShell scripts. All right, so we can assume that this is indeed the malicious URL or host, so which is of course under yeah, this is the IP, this is the port. All right, so we can find the URL, so it's the third packet. So just to recap, this is the URL of the third packet that we have found, which is 45.126.209.mdm.gbg. okay, so this is the answer, because we indeed found a malicious payload on malware. Okay, this is it. So what's the hosting provider owns, which hosting provider owns the associated IP address? All right, so we can easily just copy the IP address, and we can go to any website like abuse IP, or you can go to geolocation IP. All right, there's a lot of ways to know the IP service provider or general information about the IP. All right, so let's paste the IP. As you can see here, we have some general information: city, country, the domain. So the internet service provider ISP is related to reliablesite.net LLC. All right, so this is indeed the answer, the service provider. So as you can see here, scroll down, it's indeed reliablesite.net. all right, coming to the third question. I don't want you to see the answer for the sake of practice, but let's answer. Okay, by analyzing the malicious, my bad. Okay, by analyzing the malicious scripts, 2 payloads were identified, a loader and a secondary executable. What's the SHA-256 of the malware executable? All right, so as you can see, when we came to the third bucket, okay, which is indeed this one, and we follow the TCP stream. Of course, as you can see, this is the first payload hex string. If you go down, 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 there's possibly another one because we have a loader and an executable, but as you can see, it's in the hex. Right, down, down, down. So this all belongs to the first executable, and the second will belong to the loader. So you just can speed up the process. Wait. All right, so as you can see here, we have another string, hex string.p. So we'll copy the first one. All right, and we'll try to decode it using sites like Cyberchief. But first, let me copy it. All right, still here. Copy. All right, and then we go to sites like Cyberchief. All right, and try to decode it. So this is the file. All right, and what you can see from hex. All right, from hex, and all right, as you can see, this is the hex. We can, I don't think there's an option for SHA-256 because they're looking for 256. So what we can do is just find the MD5, right? After we find the MD5, of course, this is the MD5 version. Okay, first let me try something. There's no difference, but just in case. All right, bake. All right, so this is the MD5 hash for the executable. What we can do, we can go to virus total, and we can extract the SHA-256 from the, as you can see, this is the executable details, the SHA-256 1EB7. Okay, so this is the SHA-256 for the executable. Okay, so indeed this is indeed the answer. As you can see, 1EB7B7. Okay, sorry. All right, so question number 4 says, what's the malware family based on Alibaba, which is the Alibaba vendor? So as you can see here, when we are back in virus total, we can go to detections and we can look at AliCloud. We're looking for Alibaba, right? So yeah, Alibaba, AliCloud, SyncRat. All right, so here it says it's labeled Alibaba. Yeah, Alibaba. It's labeled as SyncRat. All right, so this is the name of the malware family that this executable is related to. So, and indeed, as you can see, the answer here is SyncRat. Okay, question number 5 says, what's the timestamps of the malware creation? So all this kind of information you can find from the details of virus total. You can go here, history, creation time 2023 10:30. So this is indeed the answer. Okay, even the time and minutes are mentioned. Question number 6 says, which LOLBin, which is living offline binaries, is leveraged for stealthy process execution in the script provide the full path. All right, so LOLBin are usually abused by attackers because they are legitimate services that are running on the Windows. So what we can do, sorry, I closed the okay, back to our packet. So back to our packet number 3, which is related to the malware, and we'll go to the payload TCP stream. So as you can see, this is the payload. As you can see, we found some malicious PowerShell script in the beginning. So as you can see here, reflection assembly. Okay, PowerShell script, it's trying some hide execution policy bypass. So we're looking for something related to LOLBins, which are the legitimate Windows servers that are abused by attackers like RunDLL, right? What we can see, Okay. All right. So here you can see here get type, get med execute. As you can see here, we can see that this is kind of obfuscation which are used by attackers to evade detection. So here, as you can see, you're using the net framework. Okay, the rig is fuzzy.exe. All right, so this is the LOLBin that is being abused by attackers. All right, so this kind of this is just used for obfuscation. So the answer will be actually this whole line will be the answer. So we just need to remove the square signs, the hash trick. All right, so as you can see, the answer is indeed Windows Microsoft Net Framework rig is fuzzy.exe. Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, the attackers use asterisks to evade detection and obfuscate the code. Question number 7 says the script is designed to drop several files. All right, list the name of the files dropped by the script. So as you can see, we have like I think more than one file, right? So if we go back to the payload, all right, as you can see, we can see things like what kind we should understand, what kind of activities does this payload does or this malware does. As you can see, write all text user public content. So it's trying to drop this file, this PowerShell ps1 content.ps1. all right, another one, content.ps1. you have here IO file, write all text, content.bat file. So we have a ps1 file, a PowerShell, and a bat file. Okay, what else? Okay, content.bat. all right, okay, we have also a VBS file. Okay, write all text, content.vbs. all right, so as you can see, register run scripts every 2 minutes. Okay, so this is he created a schedule task for persistence. Okay, all right, so content.vbs. all right, so this is like we found 3 files that the malware drops when it gets executed. So indeed the answer is what we have mentioned, content.vps and the ps1 file and the bat file. So I hope this lab was informational and good for the sake of practice. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next video.